Hey, so this is my thoughts on the halftime show. As someone that does not speak Spanish, don't know tons about Bad Bunny. I saw him on the movie Bullet Train and I thought he was amazing as an actor. Um did I don't think he even had much acting experience that I know of at the time, but he did very well in that movie. So, I was intrigued by him as a person, but never really got into his music. And I don't speak Spanish. That won't stop me from liking Spanish speaking music, but I just never got into him as an artist. And again, it's not my first language. So I'm giving my opinion and thoughts on this halftime show as an African American woman. And the way that they started out, I'm not sure what they were doing in the fields, but it was a lot of people of Latin descent. And if I'm saying this wrong, please correct me. They were in the fields working. And I can kind of relate to that as a woman of color, African American, coming from that field lifestyle in my ancestry. So that right there was something that I connected to right away. The excuse me, the outfits, the set, it was almost like a movie set. It was very elaborate, and that was very impressive to me as well. The dancing, the music, the beat is just infectious. Even if you don't know anything he's saying, he has a swag and a tone to the way that he speaks and he delivers his message that is also, appealing. So even though I didn't know Spanish, even though honestly I did take some Spanish in school, but I'm not very well versed in Spanish. So if you do a whole song in Spanish, I probably won't even be able to keep up with it, especially if you do it speak quickly. I will not know what you said. It would be cool if there was a translator and maybe I could have put captions on. I don't know. Maybe that would have been, I could see what he was saying. There were people from his culture that he was representing. And I love the representation of his culture. I think it's beautiful when you represent your culture. Kendrick Lamar had a great halftime show last year. I honestly think this, I'm not going to say it's better, but it could kind of improves on that. Just the fact that how elaborate it was with the storytelling. It was just a lot of beautiful people dancing around. Everybody was having fun. And, well, who did I see? I saw Jessica Alba. I saw Pedro Pascal. I saw Ricky Martin. And Lady Gaga did a song. And I thought Bruno Mars was going to come out because they did that song together. So they tricked me a bit since he didn't come out. But everything was happy, fun, hype, joyous. The beat was banging. I mean, even if you couldn't understand anything they were saying, I know that it really got your attention and I enjoyed the show. Now, some people are saying, well, especially on the Christian side, what does he represent? What is he saying? I think that's important, but I also think that there's been artists all over from all backgrounds saying all types of things. And the Super Bowl tries to put the most family friendly songs on board. And if there is language, I believe this is bleeped, but to me, I think they edit some of the content, or as far as when they do the songs, they just put the content that'll be most family friendly on it. Of course, nothing's family friendly like it used to be back in the day, but for the most part, they're not going to go too far disrespectful on the Super Bowl. So I'm sure they checked his Spanish and all of that translation, what he was going to say. But if you're doing a live show, nobody really knows what you're going to say. And in some even live award shows I've seen in the past, wouldn't say recently, that they were bleeping people because they didn't know they were going to do what they did. It's a live show. Sometimes people do those things for shock value, but I had no idea what he said, if he said anything. That was just too raunchy and too messed up. But in a way, You could say that's a bonus because if he did say something and most of America didn't understand what he said, if it was something that people may not agree with, you really don't even know what he said. So how can you really be that angry about it unless you are a Spanish speaking person and then you have the right to say, okay, he did say something. Otherwise, your kids are probably blocked from hearing anything that he said and understanding it whatsoever unless they know Spanish. Um, so that's my basic thoughts on the halftime show. I enjoyed it overall. I respect the culture. I respect the fact that I have a connection to that culture as a minority. And I actually respect all cultures, and I think they're all beautiful. And represent the beautiful part of your culture. Represent the part that's not so beautiful. Be real about your culture, and I think that's a good thing. I think I love transparency. And I also love a good time, and that's just what this halftime show brought to me. Uh, and I like to celebrate all cultures. Some people say maybe they feel left out, they don't get to represent their culture. Well, I think you can represent your culture all day, any time, as long as you just be real about it and do it in love. And if the people are loving you, the people are wanting you, the people want to see you, they're going to cry out for that. They're going to call out for that. But a lot of times people want to be entertained. The Super Bowl halftime show is only so long. You have to grab people within the first second. And this is totally what he did. So I was into it. And what did you guys think about the halftime show? Do you know Spanish? If you do, let me know some of the things that he said that stood out to you, maybe some of the songs. If you don't know Spanish, just how did you feel about the overall show? Just let me know your thoughts, comments, questions. I'm always here for it. You can email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com or drop it in the comments. We'll talk again right here. More faith, love, and trends right here on CBiz Media. This is Irene. All the best. God bless.